It's 9:30 here at Denbigh High School, Luton. Our top stories: should technology be in schools? Brexit, what you should know, and should we be drinking tap water? Firstly, let's talk to our team at the BBC News Studios. How are you guys, and are you excited about today?
Thank you, Hella, and we're here live at the BBC
News Studios! We've had a busy train journey so far. We are now waiting to go into watch a mental health session where we may get a chance to meet Tina Dahaley and Vicky Baletta from Newsround. Hello!
We're live here at the BBC School News Report. Today we have fun scheduled, including touring BBC One, Radio BBC One, and having a go at from our own weather report.
We can't wait, and we're hugely excited to go into the radio theatre. We're going to meet amazing guests that we haven't met before, like Dr. Chris and Dr. Zahn.
Wow, sounds excellent. I think we'll be coming back to you guys a little later on, so keep in touch. So moving on, what do you think about technology in schools? Is it helping improve the quality of teaching, or students achieve more without it?
Good morning, my name is Raheem. Lately there's a lot of discussion about the topic of technology in schools. In recent years there has been a focus on technology being schools. This is a topic that could be argued from both sides. People think that technology is helpful in schools and can bring a massive effect on students' results. Now we head over to Asia, Mariam, myself and Hala on our report. Should technology be in schools?
Recently, some schools have been getting rid of technology and bringing back the old-fashioned ways. However, other schools think that technology helps children to engage. What do you think? The development in technology in 72% of the schools globally doesn't necessarily have a good impact in students. What do you think? Additionally, other reports have raised concerns about the negative impact of social media on young children and disruptive behaviour in the classroom due to iPads and iPhones.
London Acorn School is a good example of this as they have no technology in their school and believe this. Is this the right way to learn? They even believe in making their own books.
What's more is that the parents of the children that go to London Acorn School commit the same strict rule and don't allow any technology at home. Is this right or wrong?
A global study found that new technology in classrooms did not improve people's results. However, it gained them lower results. Kevin Birchall stated that it's a big ask for parents, but it's worth the results of how children do are very special. Kevin's daughter, Carmen, joined this school last year and her grades have dramatically been increasing without any technology.
Some schools think that there are countless reasons why technology is a key aspect of learning. All students are engaging outside of the classroom using technology. Furthermore, children love to learn through and about technology and has become part of their lifestyle. Also, for new or supply teachers, technology is considered a necessity for the learning environment. For example, most teachers think that they will not be able to teach without smartphones. Adding on to this, nowadays kids know technology better than adults and has become the easiest way they learn. And teachers believe that with technology they can find unique and creative ways to keep the students engaged and make sure they learn. One teacher quoted, "I see technology as a tool to help educate students and prepare them for the future." Moreover, using technology can be taken anywhere, so students can learn at home or at school, and this allows great collaboration between students working in groups. Education coupled with technology is a positive thing and will keep moving forward to help students the most in learning and education.
Engaging with technology in the classroom has not only helped students learn better, but is also giving them a more better understanding of what they are learning, because if they don't understand, they can use the internet to research and help them. At this time, children hardly know how to learn without technology, as it has become such an integral part of their life. The knowledge of technology is important, because without it nowadays, they would be really behind in the real world. Teachers also think that having access to other information outside the book gives many different ways to learn and discover new things. Furthermore, with technology, learning is much easier because the children don't have to make their own books and go through so many papers to find one file, like in London Acorn School. Adding on to this, you can always access technology at home or at school.
Back to you. the studio.
Good morning, my name is Amina. As residents of the UK, the majority of Britain's population knows about what happened last year on the 23rd of June, the EU referendum. This event took place approximately 9 months ago and is still a controversial subject between the politicians and the residents of the UK. The referendum was agreed to finalise whether Britain would break its alliances with the European Union and the other 27 countries. Due to the results of the referendum, Britain has now been forced to leave the European Union. Did you know that Brexit has additionally inspired Brexit, which is the exit of France from the European Union? Now we are going to head over to myself and other fellow reporters where we will be discussing the negative and positive effects that Brexit has had on society and the government.
Good afternoon. My name is Mati.
My name is Zaina. My name is Huda.
My name is Mahin.
My name is Amina.
And my name is Naya, and today we will be presenting our ideas on Brexit.
Today we are also going to talk about why we should stay in the EU and why we shouldn't stay in the EU.
So what is Brexit?
Britain's exit from European Union is commonly referred as Brexit.
The referendum for Brexit occurred on the 23rd of June 2016.
The definition of a referendum is a vote which is most of the population in Britain who were allowed to vote decided whether the UK should leave or remain in the European Union.
The referendum turnout was 71.8%, with more than 30 million people voting.
And this referendum has caused a lot to happen over these 9 months.
With David Cameron resigning from his role as Prime Minister.
That triggered Article 50. England voted for Brexit by 53.4 to 46.6. Wales also voted in Brexit, with Leave getting 52.5% and Remain getting 46.5%. 33 million adults voted whether to stay or leave the European Union.
And the UK has been a member of the EU for more than 40 years. So today we are going to talk about the positive and negative effects of the EU referendum for Brexit in today's report.
When the votes were announced, the audience most were happy, but David Cameron wanted to stay in the EU, which caused him later to resign.
Which is seen as a negative.
However, Theresa May took over David's role in July 2016, which can change her viewpoint on Brexit.
As well as this, after the referendum, the rate of the British pound had dropped.
The money fell dramatically after Brexit. In March, purchases will drop by £1.9. Now they make holidays to foreign countries a lot more expensive than the society can already afford.
This means that the economy is due to fall, with less money coming in and the market being expensive.
Did you know Halifax reported that houses have risen to 6.5 higher than the standard prices in the 3 months after the referendum, and Nationwide said that the housing prices are being increased by another 6.5 in 2016, double the amount in 2015.
In the month of the referendum, the UK travel deliveries, which were good, had then services widened to 5.1 billion after imports hit a new high.
And let's not forget about the rights of the workers. They are as important as everyone else.
Yes, indeed. We shall not forget about them, as they are very important to the community and do a lot for themselves and others. The rights of most workers have been introduced to the EU, making these workers happier and much more relaxed with their jobs.
However, leaving the EU may possibly mean that these rights will be taken away.
And one of these rights could be anti-discrimination law.
Finally, jobs as 3 million depend on the EU. Therefore, when Britain leaves the EU, many jobs will be at stake, risking the lives of families across Britain.
Mr. James, and I'm going to interview him on what he feels about Brexit. So, Mr. James, how do you feel Luton are responding to the market in Brexit?
Well, I think it's a real shame that Britain voted to leave. Because Luton has seen huge investment in the town centre, in the schools, in local businesses, through access to EU funds. In the fact that we're going to be leaving, or potentially leaving, the European single market means that businesses across the country will suffer initially, and there'll be a lot of turmoil in the country. You know, I for one, I've been across to Europe quite frequently. I frequently go to Germany and France, where I teach over the summer holidays, and Brexit is making it harder, or will eventually make it harder for me to be able to go over and visit those countries, and to be able to work over them and do the teaching that I love and enjoy.
And how do you think Theresa May will respond as Prime Minister to Brexit?
Well, she's adamant that she wants to take it all the way through, and she really wants to stick with it, which I think is good. She was voted in, she came into power, and she wants to go through with it, and that's absolutely fine.
Well, thank you for giving up your time to be interviewed by myself and my group.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Alternatively, there are also some positive effects that Britain has on Brexit.
For example, it is believed that without the EU, Britain would earn more money through the variety of trade, leading to success.
This will allow Britain the ability to trade with larger countries and cities such as India, China and the USA.
It is said that Nigel Farage thinks that Britain should sign an agreement to only keep the single market from the EU, and not their agriculture, justice or affairs of law and government.
As well as this, Britain is able to reach out to different countries across the globe, except of only being limited to only the EU.
It is also arguably found that immigration will decrease when Britain leaves the EU.
As Britain has no control of the entry of immigrants at the moment, this will give Britain the freedom to control who enters the country.
This will prevent overcrowding and the uproar of rising costs for properties and healthcare,
which will be beneficial to the citizens of England.
Finally, the economic costs will increase drastically.
It is said that some predict that the total economic cost of the EU membership is approximately 11% of Britain's annual GDP, which is around £200 billion.
Which could alternatively be used for scientific research, new industries and resources for hospitals.
Thank you for listening, and we hope that you have enjoyed our news report.
Good morning, my name is Zainab and today I will be talking about tap water. Is it really safe to drink? Recently there have been many studies and websites created about its safety, and we don't know which ones are true. So today Ayman and I will be telling you more about the safety of drinking water and the potential risks. Recently there have been many discussions about safety of drinking tap water. There have been both arguments for and against this matter, but is it really safe to drink tap water? Yes, drinking tap water is good for our environment. Plastic bottles and amount of energy using is producing and transporting and recycling these bottles is wasteful and harmful to the environment. Many more bottles end up in the landfill, making it harmful to the environment.
Secondly, tap water is often plastic-free. Water management regulations frequently require testing of tap water. Bacteria such as E. coli and Cryptosporidium and other harmful contaminants. Another benefit of drinking tap water is that it's probably just what you're drinking out of a bottle anyway.
People believe that tap water could cause cancer. There have been many discussions and arguments both for and against this matter. But is it actually safe to drink tap water? When people think about cancer, they tend to think about drugs and cigarettes. But have they ever thought that the very thing they need to drink could lend to a worse scenario? People drink 8 glasses of water on average. That could be 8 glasses closer to cancer.
There's a lot of chemicals added to your regular tap water. For example, chlorine and sodium hydroxide, which are very harmful for your body. As a result of this, they can lead to very much diseases or just muscle tissue or tendons being ripped. So they do this to prevent you getting bacteria and microorganisms in your body, but in reality what happens is you end up getting with social problems or health issues.
So now you know the pros and cons of drinking tap water.
It's interesting to note the number of chemicals used to kill bacteria and other microorganisms. I still wouldn't accept many of our viewers to not drink tap water, as the average human body is 55% to 60% water. This hopefully gives you some information to consider.
This year, once again, our Apps for Good programme has been hugely successful, and we managed to get 2 groups to the final and 1 launching their app. If you have an Android device, go to the Android store to find Deploy. This is an app for empowering people with a disability to get back into employment. You can also find Reconnect, an app for tackling isolation for young carers. We're hugely proud of our fellow students at Denbigh High School and the support it raises for wider topics, such as mental health and well-being. The Apps for Good journey teaches pupils how to create an app and address a gap in the market, and use excellent teamwork and collaboration skills. Habiba is an Apps for Good fellow who went to the app launch.
So now we have arrived at the Samsung headquarters. It's a beautiful, beautiful glass building.
Hi, I'm Katie. I work at Samsung. I'm on the graduate programme and in the citizenship department at the moment, rotating around. So I do 3 different rotations here for 18 months.
What is it like to work in such an esteemed company?
It's good. Every day is definitely different, and you never know what you're going to quite walk into. But it's fast-paced and it's exciting.
And what's a piece of advice you would give to anyone who wants to work in a big company like this?
Just be passionate about what you do and always have a smile on your face.
Boys, are you excited for the app launch tonight?
Yeah. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Do you have any other words?
No.
I'm really excited for the app launch because I've never been to one.
On our way inside to the new building. And we're having a really fun time doing fellowship things at the Apps for Good app launch tonight at News UK.
Keep hashtagging it.
Hashtag Apps for Good app launch. We'll see you Marketplace event.
See ya.
So tonight, I'd like to thank you and welcome you. For those of you who have been with us since the very start, as a student, as an expert, as a company, it's lovely to have you. If you're new to Apps for Good, welcome. We're delighted to have you.
As you may be able to see, it's very noisy and busy here, and I'm currently outside Deploy with this man right here. Would you like to tell us if you're enjoying the event?
Oh, absolute joy to be here. Every year, I love it. Absolutely love being here. Such a vibrant environment. Lovely meeting so many interesting people across the tech community.
And now moving over to more of the marketplace. So this is Deploy, and over here we have Brina donations.
I mean, every year I love watching the faces that were so nervous back in June coming here, and they're so excited. And I love everyone then coming up to me going, oh my God, they're amazing, have you seen them? So yet again, whether it's the fellows, whether it's the team, it's another fantastic night. Well done, everyone.
Hi, my name's Tessie.
Hi, my name's Otto.
And what are you doing here today?
We're at the Apps for Good launch event, and as fellows, we're just volunteering and helping out.
So Otto, what do you enjoy about being in the fellowship?
It really brings all the people in our community together and like making a better world.
And Tassim?
It really helps me network with industry professionals and find out more about technology.
And in 3 words, can you explain why someone should join the fellowship?
It change your world.
Thank you. And this is the end of our day.
I've just heard that our team at BBC News Studio in London wanted to give us an update on their day so far.
We have now finished our mental health program with Tina DeHaley and Ricky Balletto.
They also told us about anxiety, cyberbullying, depression and exam stress.
As well, we just had our beautiful lunch at the front of BBC.
We are now fortunate enough to go on a tour of Radio 1.
Hello, we're in the microphone area.
On the 8th floor.
And we're about to have a tour of Radio 1. How do you guys feel?
Very excited. I feel like it's going to be really incredible, and I feel really excited for it. Really
I can't
incredible.
wait to see what's in store.
That sounds like you've had a wonderful day so far. If we have time towards the end of this program, we may be able to catch up with you. I am now going to pass it across to Zaina to discuss some of the emerging topics in this week's news.
Good morning, my name is Zaina. Now we will talk a bit more about some of the hot topics of discussion this week, which includes Scotland possibly leaving the UK. Another interesting fact about Brexit is now the Scotland Prime Minister, who is Nicola Sturgeon, is now planning on leaving the United Kingdom and Scotland are having a second referendum. Eamon, can you give us some more information?
Thank you, Zaina. As you've already heard, the people of the United Kingdom have voted to leave the European Union after 43 years of membership. In these highly unusual circumstances, it is understandable that there is a degree of uncertainty in the response to events. Nicola Sturgeon, First Minister of Scotland, has said that the people of Scotland have voted clearly to continue in membership of the European Union. It is her duty, she argues, to attempt to carry out the popular instruction. Now we are going to head over to Yasin, who is going to give us a weather report.
Hi there, this is Yasin here with the weather forecast for today. It has been quite cloudy so far in Luton and is set to be cloudy for the rest of the day, but we could expect a few showers of rain from time to time. The temperature so far is 14 degrees and it's set to drop to 9 degrees in the evening. We might be lucky enough for some sunny spells of weather as the day goes on. During the weekend, it's set to rain on Saturday and will be cloudy on Sunday. Now, back to Hala.
Thank you for watching Denbigh High School's BBC News Report. What did you think about our stories? Do you agree or disagree? Please check out our Twitter page and comment on our news stories. And also, check out our school website. The details are on screen now. Overall, we hoped you enjoyed it and learnt something new. Thank you for watching. From all the school report team at Denbigh High School, we wish you a very good afternoon and the rest of the day. Goodbye.